your host, and today we're going to be talking about apply these four secret techniques to improve automation. I think automation is super important. A lot of people don't really know what automation is. Automation is the lifeline of your business. It's the back end of your business. It's the system, the processes, the flow of your business. To whereas when you bring clients on, when you bring teams on, when you bring customers in, it's a sequence and it's a funnel of how you bring them in. And I think it's important because a lot of times people get so overwhelmed when they hear automation, they think tech, they think it has to be super hard, they think it has to be overwhelming. It doesn't. So for all of you, if this is your first time, just say first time. And if you're, a regular watching, just say I'm a regular. And just let me know where you're tuning in from. So I'm going to get started today, and I'm just going to talk to you guys and have candid conversations around the four secret techniques to improving automation. The first one is decide what to automate. In every business, we do a lot. We do a lot of tasks. Your task can be you receiving emails, you sending emails, you making phone calls, you receiving phone calls, whatever it is in your business. It could be that you're doing your own graphics, your own layouts. You might be a one-man band. You might not have no team. You might be doing everything in your business, right? You have to decide the tasks that you do often, that you can just set it and let it go. So basically what that means is that, for example, your email marketing, you don't have to send out emails every day, right? You can set it so whereas it's on a rotation. So what that means is you can set up a sequence of emails for like a product or a service, and you can just leave it, right? So when somebody opts into something that you're offering, what happens is that they get sent a set of emails. That alleviates your time and you get some of your time back. Now, if it's somebody who's reaching out about certain things that are, that you need to respond to, you can. But also what you need to do, you need to decide what time period where you're actually going to be responding, if you are responding within your business. And I think that's important to decide what to automate. Because a lot of people really don't understand is that you get to decide what you want to automate. You get to decide how you want to run your business. Can't nobody dictate that for you. Now, if you're doing everything in your business and you're very overwhelmed, you could be confused in what you're doing. So you could miss a lot of things that you should be doing, right? So that leads me to believe that, when you decide what to automate, you decide what processes, what flows, how you want your people to come to you, the path you want them to take. It's a lot easier because now you don't have to think about it. Now you know that if somebody comes into your group or if somebody comes and books a discovery call with you, right? You know why they're coming to you and what they're coming to you for, right? Because you have set up an automated sequence where they're able to book on your calendar a time that's convenient for you to speak to them, right? Or if you have an application process or however you have it set up, they're able to come in through your pipeline and they're able to talk to you and have that conversation with you about next steps. And I think that's important. But the other thing that you might also really need to decide when it comes to what to automate, you need to decide what tasks take up the most time or the bulk of your time, right? And I know for a lot of people, it could be, right, email marketing. It could be doing graphics. It could also just be, making sure, you're answering phone calls or you're returning people's phone calls, whatever it is, because you might not have a team yet. Or you might have a team, but they do specific stuff in your business, which is fine, which is okay. That's when you need to prioritize and divide your tasks. When you prioritize what's important, those are the tasks that you do, whether it's every day or you do first. And make sure you have at least three. Because when you have at least three, you know that, okay, I have to do this today, I have to do that today, I have to do that. Don't be upset because some entrepreneurs get upset if you can't get to everything. What you can't get to today, you can put it off to tomorrow, but make sure it's on your priority list for the following day, right? And I think when we build a business, we don't really know what to prioritize because we're not sure how our sequence and how our business really runs. And when you divide your task, divide it in a way where it's going to alleviate a lot of your stress, your overwhelm, and you get your time back. So, for example, right, a lot of times people in business, you do one-on-one coaching, right? Which is fine if you do one-on-one coaching. But just know that you have to take on a specific amount of clients. You have to also prioritize the time that you're going to meet with everybody, what day you're going to meet with everybody. And you have to implement, like, okay, I'm doing this one-on-one coaching. When do I have time to do my email marketing? When do I have time to answer messages? When do I have time to, prospect? Or when do I have time to, apply to, speaking engagements or events? You have to factor in all of this when you divide your time and your task and what's priority, right? I say for any business, the task that you should really be prioritizing is that you can prioritize your follow-up. You can prioritize, your coaching. If you coach, you consult, whatever you do. You should also prioritize, pretty much the basis of, what tasks you need to get done throughout the day, right? So like your graphics, you can get somebody to do your graphics for you, or your funnels, or like your email marketing. You could set up a sequence, or you could have your VA, or you can put it to where it's automated. It goes out by itself. Somebody opts into your program, somebody opts onto your calendar. They get a message reply. You don't have to do nothing. All you have to do is show up. And that's what I want for you. It's just to show up. Because when you get into this automation game and you get into the back end of your business, when you're doing everything or when you're doing the wrong things, you don't have time to make money. You don't have time to do the things you like to do because you're so overwhelmed and so overworked. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a break and we're going to come back and we're going to talk more about the 4 secret techniques to improving automation. Welcome back to the Systemist Show. If you're just tuning in, just put tuning in. And if you've been watching, keep watching. So we've been talking about, the 4 secret techniques to improving automation. We've been talking about decide what to automate. We've been talking about prioritizing and dividing your tasks. The next thing that I really want to talk about, which I think is important, is identifying your process. So when I say identifying your process, what that means is, how do you get your clients, right? What funnel or what sequence do you bring your clients in? Is it through a Facebook group? Is it through a discovery call? Is it through a referral? What is it for you? When you know what process you take the people that come to you through, it's more cohesive for you and your business. And it makes you more credible in what you do. And every business should have a process in their business, right? When you can identify that, you have leads coming in from a summit, or leads coming in from a challenge, or leads coming in from a discovery call, or leads coming in from, a coaching program or a referral. That makes you a CEO. That makes you a business owner because you know where your people are coming from and you know what they want. So if somebody comes to you and they're like, okay, they come to you through a challenge that you had. Based on your challenge that you have, can identify what interests them to get on a call with you, right? A lot of times we have to think about where people are coming from. So if that's a challenge, or if that's a discovery call, or if that's just a referral, we have to say to ourselves, okay, so this is the program or this is the offer that was of interest to them. Now, how can I take that? How can I figure out what is next steps for them, right? How to move past all the excess, how to move past everything that's needed. And I feel like at the end of the day, the reality is this, right? When you identify the process that you take your people through, when you identify the process of how do you onboard your clients, how do you offboard them, and how do you really take them through that sequence, right? Or not even the sequence, how you take them through that process, that nurture, that know, that like, that trust. people will begin to adapt and learn all about you, all about your style, all about how you work. But guess what? They'll also have that connectivity with you. And when they have that, they'll say to themselves, or they'll say to you, okay, I know how she works, right? I went through this one journey with her. Now I'm trying to go to the next level. Now it's not, okay, how do I find a way to work with that person? It doesn't have to be like that. It could be, okay, you came through a challenge. Now, okay, after the challenge, now I'm going into their program or I'm going into their mastermind, depending on what they offer. But you know that outline, you know the funnel, the sequence of where they came in. And it helps you with a lot of your paperwork, your back end stuff, because now what happens is you can have a system where you say, you know, John, Sally, right? They came through a challenge, right? These were their pain points. These were the issues they were struggling with. This is the concern. This is what they wanted next steps on, right? Or this what might be of interest to them. This allows you to be organized. Not only organized, this allows you to be really in sync in your business and know, like, okay, these 25 people, these 100 people came in this way. What can I offer them next, right? After this, to take them to their next level. Or if I have to follow up or circle back to them, now you know, like, okay, this is what they were struggling with at this time. But when you follow up, you could say, hey, you know, you came through this challenge, you know, are you still struggling with X, Y, Z? Or what have you done since then? That type of thing. And it just helps you keep track of mind of everybody who's came through your funnel, everybody who's came through your process, and just the things that I feel like at the end of the day are really going to hold you accountable, and knowing what your business struggles with, or, you know, what your business needs to really have in place, right? Because a lot of times what happens is that you have so many loopholes, so many hurdles, that you don't know what you don't know in your business. And then you're trying to figure out, how do I get to the next level? Not realizing you're missing so many pieces and you have so many gaps. And you have people coming from everywhere. You have people coming from referrals, from challenges, summits, from everywhere, and you really don't know where they're coming from. This way, you have an automated sequence. You have a sequence to say, okay, I know where she came from. I know where he came from. I know what their pain points were. I know what they were interested in. I know what they want. I know what they need. Now you can speak their language to them, and you're not talking at them, or you're not talking over their head. Because there's nothing like talking at somebody or talking over somebody's head, and that's not really what they want, and that's not really where they need to be. That's the worst thing you ever can do in business, and that's the worst thing you ever can do when it comes to this game of automation. So what we're going to do, we're going to take another break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about some more things when it comes to 4 secret techniques to improving automation. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, just say tuning in. If you're catching us on the replay, say replay. And if you've been here the whole time, that's great. So we're going to finish talking about the 4 secret techniques to improving automation. We talked about decide what to automate. We talked about prioritizing, dividing your tasks. We talked about identifying the process. Now we're going to talk about basically, you know, automation sequences regularly. So it's basically reviewing automation and the sequences that you have on a regular basis. There's nothing like, you know, having something and not tweaking it, not changing it, right? I've seen a lot of people in the industry, in the game, where they might run a challenge over and over, or they might have a signature program over and over, and their copy might be the same. But the issue is they're not updating their copy to the present. They're not updating the sequence to the present. So you might opt into a challenge, or you might opt into something, right? And you're saying, well, today is, you know, August 6th, say August 1st, right? But on the email sequence, or on the information or the stuff that you're getting, it says January 1st. So now you're looking, you're saying to yourself, okay, am I in the right place? Is this what I should be attending? A lot of that. And people tend to forget that things change. they change. You have to know in your business, and you have to say to yourself, even though it's on automation, even though it's set it and let it go, you have to update your copy. You have to make sure your links are working. You have to make sure that your integrations are integrated, because sometimes what happens is you might change software or you might change different platforms and not realize that you have to connect certain things so they're talking to each other, right? That's why I say when you review your automation sequences on a regular, I say you should do it every week. Or you can do it every other day. It depends on you. If you do it every week, you could say to yourself, okay, my ads are running perfectly, right? Okay, they're coming in, the links are working, the copy's updated, everything's ready to go. So now when you're sleeping or when you have somebody assisting you, you don't have a plethora of emails that are coming in, right? That are saying, okay, listen, okay, well, listen, like customer service, right? Emails, right? You get them all, you might get them all the time when somebody's saying, oh, this link doesn't work. Where do I go? Oh, I never received the email to a challenge. I never received it. I never received that. You want people to have all the information, all the data that they need. So all they have to do is click a button, log on, or either they have access to everything that they need. I get it. Sometimes it's hard for you to go back and it's hard for you to remember everything. This is why you need to be, I don't want to say detailed, but you have to keep really good records, really, really substantial records. And when I say records, that means that every funnel you have, every sequence you have, everything you have, write it down. Every program that you have, every challenge you have, write it down. Even if you have to say, okay, I'm offering it in Q1. I'm offering it January, March, right? Okay, I'm offering this day, that day. Then put a reminder like, okay, I have to update copy on this day, right? That's reviewing your sequences on a regular, because then that allows you to know what you have to do and what you have to automate. And it also allows you to say to yourself, it keeps a mental note of what should I be prioritizing? What should be really important to me? And that should be really important to you, knowing that when your people come and your people see something, it looks professional. Not only does it look professional, it looks like you have it together, right? You don't want somebody to come to your stuff and everything outdated, because they're gonna look at you like, okay, does she really do this? Or, or is this like something that she's just like, okay, kind of like BSing in a way. You don't want people to look at you like that, but you don't want your business to run like that. You have to set the impression and the tone in your business. When you review your automation sequences on a regular, you set the tone for what people expect of you. When they come to you and this stuff is on point, I'm not saying it has to be perfect, because nothing is perfect, but it has to be to the point where it makes sense. Your dates make sense. Your links work. Because it's nothing like having somebody who really wants to work with you or somebody who really wants your service, and one, they can't click on the link and they can't purchase or buy, or they can't get access, right? Then you just lost somebody, right? And then on top of that, they'll send you a message through customer service. It can take 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, depending on your business, right? It can. You don't want people to think like, okay, well, she just wants to take my money and that's that. No, you don't want that. What you want is, you want people to know like, okay, she's up to date with everything. If I send her a message, it's a message that can wait. It's not like, okay, 10 minutes, 5 minutes before I'm supposed to hop on a call and I don't have a link. I've seen in this game where people will send you links 5 minutes, 10 minutes before something as a reminder. That's okay, but you need to send links and reminders days before. You need to make it, I say, as easy as possible for people to remember what it is that, one, right, something that they're interested in. Because if somebody signs up for something, it's because they're interested in it and because they really want to attend. There's nothing like sending reminders, or there's nothing like not sending a reminder to somebody and then they're like, okay, I don't even know what to do with that, right? And there's some people who work. There's some people who not only work, but they have lives, they have children. They're not gonna remember everything. This is why you have to constantly stay on top of your game and send reminders. Send reminders in enough time right? So say for instance, I have an event. It starts at 8 o'clock, right? I would say send a reminder the morning of, send another reminder. It can be 30 minutes before, it could be 45 minutes before, right? Or it could be 15 minutes before, however your business runs. It can be a text message, it can be an email, it could be a DM, whatever it is. But guess what that does? That person who signed up, now it says to them, oh, I need to hop on this call. Because not everybody is going to put it in their calendar, or they may have it in their calendar, but for some instance, the calendar doesn't send them a reminder. I've had that done before, right? Where I signed up for an event, never got a calendar invite, never got a reminder. I forgot about that event, right? And then I got a follow-up email like, oh, sorry, we missed you. And I'm like, oh, well, I wish somebody would have sent me a reminder. And that's what you have to do. When I say review your automation sequences on a regular, make sure you're making it as simple as possible for your people, right? You got to review that. You got to make sure that the links are working, the people are getting reminders, and not only reminders, but the people are saying that she's on top of her game. Because yes, not everybody answers emails, not everybody responds to emails in a timely manner or as quick and fast as somebody wants them to. And then you got to remember that you're going to interact with people who are on different time zones, right? And the people that are in different time zones, you might be asleep, and there might be somebody, say in the UK, that wants what you have, and they're having issues with the link, right? You might not be up at 3, 4 in the morning to respond to that, or you might not have a team to respond to that. Now you just lost somebody who was really interested in what you had, what you wanted, and guess what? They may not come back because they're like, okay, I couldn't get access, but I really wanted access. And when I say review automation sequences regularly, you need to. That goes for your copy, that goes for your links, that goes for anything you have in your business. And that even goes for your software, right? Because sometimes software can have glitches. Sometimes whatever platform you're on, whatever software you're using, they could be doing maintenance. It could be down. You have to have an alternative, a backup. And some business owners don't have a backup. You need to have a backup. When you have a backup, it makes you look super professional, but not only that, it makes you look like you love what you do, but you're serious in serving and supporting your clients. When you do this, you will change the game forever. And I mean forever. Because a lot of people don't understand automation is king. Automation is the lifeline of your business. Yeah, you can show up every day. You can show up every day, all day. People can say, I want to work with you. But if they can't come into a funnel, if they can't get access to your products, your services, when you say that they can have access or you guarantee them access, people are going to get turned away. They won't bring customers to you. They won't bring clients to you. And that's bad business. It really is. So I would say for anybody who's out there watching and your automations are not in sync, your automations are all over the place, reach out to me so I can help you with your automation. Because it starts from the back end of your business, and I tell people, you need to have stuff set up in a way so whereas people want to work with you today, they have access to you. Yeah, some people may say, oh, you needed the payment link. No, you need more than a payment link because there's some people who are very visual. They need to see black and white. There's some people who need to hear. There's some people who might need to talk to you, have a conversation with you. How are you giving access to people, right? How are you setting up that professionalism with people? How are you doing that? That's the process of having a secure sequence in automation, right? That's also setting you up for success down the road. It is. Because if you don't have that in your business, why be a business owner, right? So we pretty much talked about today, decide what to automate. Decide what you feel like is priority in your business. Decide what you do every day on repeat and what could be automated and what you can really set and let go and don't have to worry about it. I'm going to tell you this. Your calendar system, you could set it, let it go, right? Somebody wants the link, send them the link. Or if your link is out there in the air, they have access to that. Prioritizing and dividing your tasks. That's super important too, right? What 3 things are you going to do every day to move your business further? That's what you need to decide. Divide your task. What tasks should you be doing based on your skills and your expertise? What tasks can you outsource? If you can outsource it, outsource it. But if you have to do it for now, set a time, a day and a time aside for you just to focus on that and get that done, right? Identifying the process. Identify what your process is for onboarding all four of your clients, and identifying your process of what you want to offer first, what you want to offer after, and what you want to offer, down the road. You should have a game plan. Some people may tell you have a yearly game plan, a 30-day, 90-day, a quarterly, whatever works for you. I say have a game plan for every day, every week, every month, every quarter, every year, so you're ahead of the game in your business. Review automation sequences regularly. Please make sure your links are working. Please make sure your funnels are not broken. Please make sure people know that you're going to respond in 24, 48 hours. Please make sure your people are getting reminders, because it's nothing like working with somebody and missing something, all because you didn't get a reminder, or all because it's not because you didn't want to show up. It's just because I feel like the other party didn't do all they can. And like I said, you have to serve your people. You have to let your people know that, listen, I'm here. I'm a business owner. This is how I do business. You have to set up your boundaries and let people know my systems are together. And I would say for anybody who's out there in business, your systems need to be done first, not last, because all you really need to start doing is showing up. But if your systems aren't together, how are you going to take on clients, right? You can take on clients if you decide to, but how are you going to bring them through a process? How are you going to be able to take 10, 20, 15, or 5 clients, or even 1 client if your systems aren't together? So I want to say to you guys, if you guys are watching, please make sure that you really set the tone for your automation in your business. And these are how you're going to really set the tone and how you can improve on your automation in your business, right? And if you guys are really in a space and you're like, listen, I have no clue, I don't know what to do, I need help, please reach out to me, and I will, you can reach out to me at Tamika Carpenter Carlson on any platform, or Women on the Rise Consulting on any platform. And I will also put the link to my calendar in the link, so you can click on that and schedule time to speak to me as well. But if you're saying, like, you think you have your systems together, you're not really sure, if that's you, put in the comments, that's me. I'll reach out to you, set up a time to speak, and we can talk about your automation in your business. But please remember, automation is king, and that's what's going to take you to the next level of your business. I will see you guys next week at the same time, same channel. And hey, automation is king. Just remember, your automation is the backbone of your business. Talk to you guys later.